Green interwebs, it's Jackie K. Welcome for some more Let's Go Eevee adventures. Last time, we just finished up the Pokemon Tower, fighting off Team Rocket once more. And we have a few options opened up in store. We can either go to Saffron City and explore that a bit more, or we could go to Fuchsia, and we have two different ways to do so. Might as well just show that off real quick again. Yeah, I could just probably pull up a town map, but we could either go back to Celadon City, take a left, and make our way down to Fuchsia that way, or we could just head straight down here from Pokemon Tower. And you know what? As much as I want to just do the bike path because that's more smooth, I don't recall too many adventures where I actually go down this way first. So as soon as I say that, I remember a whole bunch of times they've played one of these games and actually done it that way. But we might as well just stick to the path. This will be a little bit more long-winded of an adventure. It might take the whole stream to get the future this way, but I'm sure we'll find some things along the way to help make it worthwhile. We recommend to look for the binoculars, and okay, it's just flavor text. Thought they actually would let us show us what's going on here. Oh, sorry. I forgot you got roost this way. Anyways, I guess I could see if anyone can learn that. That's usually reserved for flying type Pokemon, because not only does it heal their health, but like they literally sit on the ground for a turn. So if they're a flying type, like they can get hit by Earthquake, but they also lose like their weakness to electricity. And it's actually a bit more in depth of a move than you think. I was gonna say I thought I saw that say someone can learn it, and I was just about to be confused and a half. Also, we haven't sorted the TMs in a while, so let me just do that. Apparently I can sort by usability too. Kinda curious to see what happens with that. Oh, Gambler can actually learn how to teleport. I was a little confused why that was when it was put up so high. It's been a little bit since we've sorted for moves. So give me one sec to see if there's anything interesting here. Gliss hits with Dark Pulse. It's a special move, and I don't remember how good Gliss his special attack is, but I mean, I'll definitely replace that with Crunch if it's not too bad. It's a little... Gliss his is a little more attack oriented than specially oriented. Let me take a closer look. Oh yeah, this is 80. Dark Pulse is only 60. I'm not touching that. And like Hoopla-Laylee's definitely physically oriented, so I'm not really going to be worried about that. Alright. I think Gambler already knows Thunderbolt. Also, I actually did for once look in between parts to actually see the moves that my Pokemon have, or more importantly, check Gambalea's move pool. And I think with learning Moonblast, we've learned every move that Gambalea has. So by all means, there shouldn't really be a reason not to evolve with a Moonstone. I don't know. There's just a little bit hesitation still. For some reason, I want to enjoy it as a Clefairy as much as possible. Also, maybe like a little bit second guessing myself with the sources in that. Whatever the case, I'm not gonna evolve Gambler quite yet, but I just want to acknowledge that we have no reason not to evolve her now. So I think when we start getting in a pinch, when Gambler is like no longer bulky, I think that'll be a good time to evolve her up. Maybe even by the end of this episode if I'm like getting real impatient. Oh, the water types. One thing I like really notice with the Let's Go games is because there's no fishing rod, you have to wait out there if you don't choose you have to wait if you don't pick up that Squirtle and a few other things, you have to wait a really long time. Oh, Staryu is a pure water type. It doesn't get the psychic typing until it evolves, apparently. Well, that puts a little bit of a sucker punch. No pun intended, but not forgiven for that particular wordplay. So much for, like, getting Tina and Eddie a little bit of experience to catch her up to the rest of the team. And Glitch just could use a little bit too, and also, more importantly, isn't weak to water. Well, as it is. But yeah. I'm really missing the fact that, like, you get so late, don't get a water type so late in the game. Like, this is probably, like, the most valuable buying that Magikarp all the way back in Mount Moon is, because mine is like the Squirtle that we got in Viridian City. I can't really think of a good... No, not Viridian. Vermilion. They just sound so similar in my head. It's kind of like... get mixed up every now and then. And God, this army's like trying to be as annoying as possible. But yeah, like, I mean, maybe I'm overlooking something. Like, maybe we could have gotten Psyduck from somewhere and I'm not thinking about it. But there's not. There's a surprising lack of water types until real late in the game. Which is real weird because I'm just so used to water types. Having access to water types so much in early game. Mostly because of the fishing rod. And I guess the part of the point I'm trying to get is I do not regret picking up Hoopalele when I did. Because, man, like, I feel like water types are just a huge essential part of my team building that it just would suck not to go without one for so long. Also, our backtracking, maybe it's about time to, like, swap someone else and get them a little moment in the sun, because something just feels off about having a Pokemon that digs into the ground going around the docks. Like, I'm a little worried I'm gonna lose my little mole friend sooner than I really want Hoopalele to come out, but we have to be able to skim across water in order to do so. Soon, Hoopalele. Soon. You'll be able to we'll be able to show off your full glory. In the meantime, heal break. But first, literally just like selling item and not even a good one. Alright, cut. Also, I realized we haven't really played around with the team. I think we're kind of getting to a point where, like, unless we're going across a gym where having a Pokemon would give me a huge advantage, that I'm not really thinking of messing around with them too often. Because, like, I wish I would have let Leap in the daycare instead of the Mr. Mime. Almost completely forgot I had it and would have definitely benefited. Would level it up a lot quicker than the Mr. Mime. So I think like I'm only gonna bring out Medley now when I know there's a trainer fight coming up that one of my Pokemon are really bad shape against. And I know a flying type would give me an edge. And Cynthia and Todd also require Moonstones to evolve. I think I'm good for now. They're a little off topic, but I could quench my curiosity about water types. Yeah, like there was the Squirtle, and that's it. Like you see me catch wild Pokemon as we go along, so it's not like I've just been completely ignoring them completely. If we had a good opportunity to get a water type, I would have noticed. Maybe because we're around a dock, we'll come across some grass or some water type, just happen to like flop onto the grass or something crazy like that. But for now, I'm just like adding on to my point of, wow, this game really pushes the water types back compared to pretty much any other Kanto game. And even like a lot of the other games, like Hoenn for example, it's just so infamous for all the water types. For one, like it's kind of an island. There's so much like surfing go around, like parts are islanded, and you spend like a good couple routes literally just surfing. And I'm debating whether to fight the trainers or not. Because on one hand, I noticed I was a little under level, but on the other hand, this place is gonna drag a lot as is. I don't know if I really want to extend out the videos even more so, just battling fishermen over and over. But this guy I'll fight if that's what I have to do to get that item. Your partner is cute, let's battle. Oh. That dialogue has to have changed. Cause there's no, unless you count yellow, there's definitely no buddy Pokemon. Yeah, I kind of feel old. Well, we're not coming across the freaking water types, we're coming across the grass type. My poor little Dugtrio just can't catch a break. Just want to get her up to the same level as the rest of the team. And all these trainers along the way just are like, nope, put that Dugtrio back where it came from, or so help me. At least like this, I don't have to worry about getting confused while I'm swapping in. And by the way, the only Kanto Pokemon, the only Pokemon in this entire game that is a grass type that doesn't have a subtype. That would make poison being bad to use against it. Remember when I said that I wouldn't have to worry about any annoyances and I could just like swap into a super effective Pokemon and take care of it? Yeah, the powder moves kind of should have been a thing. And alas, this is not an older Pokemon game. I can't just pull all that Pokeflute we got and wake Pokemon up at any time. Though, for some reason I am sitting on 2 Awakenings, and I might as well use it because I'm never going to use these freaking things for anything else. Now I got myself thinking about like Coliseum and XD, where Awakenings are completely pointless because because all the battles are trainer fights, they actually take away your ability to run. And to fill that slot, they replace it with a technique, for lack of a better way to call it, called Call. It's very particular, and honestly would only work in those games because it has 2 functions. One of them could be implemented into miniseries games, but I don't know, it'd be a little bit broken. But then again, this is also the series where, like, if you play with your Pokemon enough, they become powerful enough to just, like, randomly not die when they get hit by a move that would otherwise knock them out. And strike off poison and things like that, so I guess in that sense it wouldn't be too busted. But the real reason that the call function is not in these games is a lot of the functionality behind calling relates specifically to Shadow Pokemon, a concept that only exists in those GameCube games. Like, you can use it to like get Shadow Pokemon to listen to you again if they get too rowdy. But the coolest thing you can do with all your Pokemon with calling is you can wake them up if they fall asleep. I know I kind of went on literally every other topic on the way to that, but it's all interesting things to learn, wasn't it? And I think in like the sequel, Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, you could actually use Call to increase your accuracy, which I could find some interesting uses for in a playthrough. Like, if I don't think there's a way to get a Pokemon with Guillotine, Sheer Cold, or something like that in Pokemon XD. I mean, there's a couple ice types I feel like should be able to learn moves like Sheer Cold in that. Oh, we're already at the Snorlax. Oh, but I had like a whole Shadow Pokemon story and all that. Might as well wake up the Snorlax buddy and see what happens. I mean, how different could it be from the main series games? Hey Wildcat, welcome. You're just in time for some dramatic irony. The Snorlax is looking at you and is hungry. Hey! There's something I forgot to mention when I gave you the flute. Oh, perfect timing. How about I give you a tutorial? It attacks first thing as things waking up, so it can be pretty dangerous. Please help calm it down by battling it. Once it becomes more docile, you should be able to catch it like any other Pokemon. So yeah! You can actually fight. This is the one situation in this game where you can actually fight a wild Pokemon. And honestly, like, if they did this more often in the main series games, I feel like the whole system would be a lot less annoying. I mean, I don't know if we really need that timer that's up in the corner. But essentially, yeah, like, it gets a little bit of an attack boost. And you have to fight it like normal. And you don't even have to, like, whittle it down to real low HP and just chuck Pokeballs. You just have to fight and defeat it. And then you can just catch it like you do all the other Pokemon in this game. I think like the Snorlax can learn Rest, so we could be in a little bit of a problem if they decide to stall things out. Ugh. Speaking of... And my one move that doesn't rely on the Pokemon attacking... Oh, I guess I have Tri Attack, but that wouldn't do too much damage. My issue is that it takes multiple turns. Alright, let's get... Who's gonna just obliterate this thing the fastest? I think Ukulele is someone that we can throw in there. Yeah, true Wildcat. Like, early route Pokemon are usually so easy to catch and just throw the Pokeball. But I do like the concept of weakening an opponent to do a little bit extra damage, but when you're fighting legendary, we'll see this concept again when we encounter legendary Pokemon, and I think that's like where this game really shines. The catching minigame, I'll admit, is a bit annoying. They do try to do things like in Pokemon Go, but because it's motion controls and not touchscreen controls, it doesn't. I honestly don't think it translates well, and kind of feel like it gives people a bad impression of Pokemon Go, because they play this game first. They're told that it's basically a mishmash between main series and Pokemon Go, and then they find out that they really don't like this concept of just trying to throw the balls at it over and over and over, and assume that Pokemon Go is just like that, which it's hard to describe them without like actually doing it, but there's a huge difference between using these motion controls that don't feel like they work half the time for me, and just being able to touch the phone screen and swipe to throw a Pokeball. What? It fled after 2 Pokeballs? Oh. Oof. Well, I'm not gonna reset because there's one more Snorlax. 2, if I'm not mistaken, like we get the ability to just run across them in the wild, in the field like normal. And we'll worry about that when that time comes. As I was saying though, who are you? Anyways, you don't know who you are, but I'm not sure if I know I am too. I would assume you're the move deleter because you have that dialogue, but I was cheated once before. No, that doesn't feel right. Yeah, that's a total trick. Like this is dialogue very similar to move deleters in older Pokemon games, so you just assume that that's what he is, but then like it turns out he's Mr. Dazzling. I mean, Dazzling Gleam is a good item TM to get. And actually, like, Gambalea might actually be able to make some use out of that. $80 power... I think it's the same power as Moonblast, and we already have that, so... Actually, I think it might even be better than Moonblast. Let's see, no side effect. Less PP. Yeah, Moonblast is more powerful and has that special attack drop. Gambalea is definitely well set in the whole department. Alright. Well, I think I missed my chance to go back and heal, so just press onwards. You know what catch combos are? Oh yeah, I know. There's also like this game's method of shiny hunting, because if you get a catch combo high enough, you're more likely to have that particular species come out as a different color out on the field. Things that the game doesn't tell you. But yeah, backpedaling a little bit, I wanted to go... I think one of the most infamous moments in any Pokemon playthrough in the main series game is when they go up against legendary Pokemon. And... especially when it just comes down to an RNG trial, where you do everything to cripple the Pokemon as much as possible, and you just throw Pokeballs over and over and over again until you catch it. There's no skill involved in it, it's just luck. And it's annoying. Like, I get the concept of a challenge, but I don't... If the challenge is all reliant on just getting lucky, doing a bunch of rolls and trying the same thing until RNG actually works, it doesn't really feel like a pointful challenge. So I think like if we could get not exactly this system that we have in Let's Go Eevee, but something similar, kind of like a hybrid between what we have here and now, it can make the game, I feel like it could help like make catching legendary Pokemon a bit less tedious. Come on. I think this is a good time to remind the chat that I am playing with the Pokeball Plus, which is... the issue with it is that it has a very, very, very tiny quote-unquote control stick. So, movement is not always as simple as it seems. You know what? I think it's time. We've been procrastinating this enough. I spent a whole video just getting this Moonstone, and as I confirmed in the beginning of the episode, we're not actually going to get more opportunity. We're not really going to learn any more moves, so if Gambalea's got something better, it's going to be for real TM anyways. So let's unlock her full potential. Simply glorious. And let's test out our new Pokemon's power against the coach trainer. Come on out. First, I kind of want to see you. How are you feeling? Totally carefree. Kind of like the world opened up to you? I hope so. Hopefully like this extra bulk will help you out in this battle. Cause we're taking the coach trainer on here and now. Fun! This is a Butterfree. I think I already know what the gimmick's gonna be. Thankfully, we have a Clefable that knows Thunderbolt. And wow. Thank you, Power of Friendship. As I was saying, we can just get rid of it here and now before we get into any status element shenanigans. Unfortunately, I didn't get that lucky. Could really use that free unlimited healing item that I know I have, but the game mechanics kind of say nope, nope, away. Oh, oh, I love how busted these games are sometimes. Dodging attacks, breaking out of sleep for turn one, all through the power of friendship. Kind of reminds me of a time that a friend of mine was live streaming Ultra Sun and Moon and just literally got through the super boss. If you played the game or seen the game, you know what I'm talking about. That moment where they got wiped out, and then round 2 they just managed to get through it pretty haphazardly due to just like the power of friendship and all the gimmicks that come with that. It's kind of weird to talk about friendship as an OP concept. It's like we're in a kid's movie or something. Shoot, I didn't pay even a slight amount of attention to what Pokemon they are sending out next. I'm just gonna send Hoopa because out of all my powerhouses, she's the most under levels, so sure, why not? Let's just go for it. Alright. Fairy type. A little bit iffy, but I mean, hey. You're not a dragon type. You look like a dragon, you act like a dragon, but you ain't a dragon type. Okay, of course her gimmick's gonna be putting me to sleep over and over and over again. Well, if you're gonna try to go for sleep hack shenanigan gimmicks, then I can go for flinch hacks. I think it's a fair exchange, especially because neither of our techniques are working. I could have sworn we would have to go for one more waterfall, but I will not complain. I'm happy about that. I'll let Cash get out of the loop too. Such a romantic battle. Here, a token of my gratitude. And a Stream Eater. I mean, I didn't think Butterfree was a Pokemon that could learn Dream Eater. That's kind of interesting. I think, like, if it was for the fact that I feel like Gamblea's moveset is pretty solid as is, hypothetically, we could have Sing and then use Dream Eater to attack and heal. But Sing is such a terrible move for sleeping. I don't know if I would really even want to do that, even if I didn't have any better options. Alright. I think I want to show off this grass patch in particular, because there's a pretty cool Easter egg about it. Even tempted to just like pull up a lure about it. Those of you who are like solid fans of the main series game may know that there's a Pokemon called Farfetch that typically doesn't get much action. You like get one in the game. I mean, Chansey's always a good source of EXP, so I'll continue to explain as I go through it. Okay, so I'll throw to the right. Okay, sorry, I just wanted to skip away for a sec, cause could have sworn the game was being a bit pricky. Frame dropping was apparent, but I mean, Twitch says that I'm fine, so I gotta assume that I'm fine. But thank you, Chansey, I kinda need that EXP boost. I know what, there's two Weeping Bells in a row, so I'll just see if I can catch them in the first Pokeball and just like stack the EXP in of itself. Especially because I'm skipping so many fishermen along the way, I might as well just pick up the experience while I can. But what I'm trying to get at is that there's a Pokemon in older games, even the GBA remakes, Fire Red and Leaf Green. The only way you could get this Pokemon was through a trade back over in Vermilion City. And that is that Farfetch. Dux the Farfetch was normally a Pokemon that you would trade with that NPC that I think I showcased. And that'd be the only Farfetch you get in the game. While in these games, because Let's Go Eevee pushes the whole Pokemon. Actually finding them in the wild and catching them, and especially like doing chains for shinies and all that. You can actually find Farfetch in the wild, and I'm pretty sure this grass is one of the first areas you can do so. And I think the fact that I alluded that like eventually we'll may be able to find wild Snorlax is just popped up in grass like this would be an indication of that too. And I'll check a little bit longer. We might have better luck. I know there's some more grass coming up, and we might have better luck with that. Though in addition, I guess it's a good time to bring up, like, this is also... The placement in this grass in particular for Farfetch isn't completely random. There is a method behind the madness, because part of the Pokedex entry and why Farfetch is so rare was because it was almost hunt to extinction, because, like, it's a duck with an onion. Literally food handed to you on a silver platter. So unfortunately, like, people really like Farfetch meat. And they would actually eat it as a meal. Like, I know that's a little weird to think about in Pokemon, but it's right in the Pokedexes. Maybe early game, or Pokedexes of earlier games, but in the Pokedex nevertheless. I guess, maybe like in, kind of, it's one of those heartwarming stories in Pokemon where just a Pokemon is super rare and almost in extinction, and then like in sequel games they become a lot more common. And it's actually mentioned in the Pokedex that, like, for Lapras, for example, there's breeding conservations going on in between the first games and more recent ones, where to that Laprases are at the point where they're back in the wild in full force. And I bring this up because I don't know if there's actually like lore in the Pokedex for Farfetch in particular, in the same way as that Lapras story. But I do know in the sequel games, Pokemon Gold and Silver, spoilers, you do eventually get to revisit Kanto, and right in these particular grass spots is where you would find Farfetch in those games. So, of course, I guess if they're going to bring Farfetch in the wild, it would make perfect sense to put them around here. Unfortunately, we don't seem to be finding that Farfetch. I finished the story, so there's not really... It'd just be stalling to hang out in that patch of grass. Like, and there's another patch of grass like over there. And oh my god, it's our first wild water type. Oh my god. Look at it dance in this glory. Just walking sideways. Oh, and there's a Farfetch. How quickly can I get through it? If you missed it earlier on, I was just like boasting about just how long they've gone without giving us any water types. And unfortunately, we won't be able to get those glorious Pokemon like that Krabby or the Farfetch until we go through a bunch of trainers, and by that point, they're definitely gonna just jump right back into the grass where we can't get them. I mean, but you're basically giving me free XP with that Chansey there, so I guess I can't complain too loud. I think we might just swap back to Hoopalele. One, Gabalea doesn't need experience. Two, Chansey's a freaking special wall, so like my Moonblasts and Thunderbolts aren't going to be doing nothing, especially compared to just like Waterfall to Chansey. And as you can see, Chansey is a very defense-oriented Pokemon, to the point where its best attack is Diddly Squat. So let's just see that experience pop up. Let's go forward. Glitsis is now on the same level as Hoopalele, so is Tina Eddy. Very, very, very good. Speaking of which, I think it's time to like get Gabalea back out in the back and give some of these other Pokemon need some time in the sun. Oh, actually, I lost track of time, and we're already at like half an hour. You know, all this talk about Farfetch, I can't end things off until we get a WoW Farfetch. I think that'll make a good closure point, and then we can finish the rest of this route in the next one. I don't want to repeat of that one stream where I had like 40-minute episodes and was only able to record 2 episodes the entire night because they were so freaking long. You know, I guess time flies when you're having fun. Oh, come on. I know you're hiding in here, Farfetch. I saw ya. like hanging out in the corner. I am not gonna make this last any longer than it needs to. 'Cause I know trying to catch these things while be nice for experience would just fluff this episode out longer than it needs to. Alright, come on. Come on. Don't make me pop out the lure. I saw you and your little crabby friend hanging out here just a couple minutes ago. I'll do it. I'm giving it to the count of 3, Krabby. I care more about Farfetch, but I want the Krabby too eventually. Gonna count to 3. And if you don't count to 3, I'm gonna force y'all out with a lure. 1, 2. It's no Farfetch, but I'm not letting it go by. This is our freaking first water type that has not basically been scripted. Again, we got that Squirtle from Jenny way while back. We got Hoopalele all the way back in that Pokemon Center before Mount Moon. For being able to catch right in the wild, this is our first water type. And the it's gonna run from me, isn't it? If not, if I can help it. Also, yeah, I feel kind of dumb for not using Ultra Balls against the Snorlax. It's been so long since I actually pulled them out, though. I kind of forgot I had them. Come on. Come on. Stay in the ball. Thank you. And I think we're already at like a freaking 40-minute episode, so I think I will end it off here. And next time, I was gonna say we'll resume the episode catching a Farfetch, but if they want to give us a Farfetch, I guess we can just catch it now. Again, I said before and I'll say it again, I think it's real neat that they actually kept the continuity of if Farfetch weren't endangered, this is where they would appear in the wild. So kudos on you for remembering your own video games, Pokemon Company and Game Freak. I don't like Farfetch's cry. It sounds more... this is gonna sound wrong, but I'm just gonna say it. It sounds more wet than the pixelated old... like the end sound of that Farfetch. Yeah, I notice like I have a neck. There's this thing like when I notice something wrong sounding in a Pokemon cry, I can't let it go. Skunk Tank. That's all I'm gonna say. Skunk Tank. Ugh. I'm getting bad Skunk Tank vibes from this Farfetch, which, of course, if I can't unhear it, then I have to make sure everyone else can't unhear it. Come on. Really, I have to pause in order to make it cry, which I can't do on the Pokeball Plus because there's only like 3 buttons, one of them being shake. Here we go. And one more time. I just want, if we're going to end the episode off on anything, we might as well end it off on that note. Thank you all for tuning in for another edition of Let's Go Eevee. And when we resume our adventures, we'll finish up this route and make our way to Fuchsia City. Hopefully it won't take us 40 minutes to do so. Until then, see y'all later.